A lot of new shows were released this season, and I thought today I'm going to talk about a few shows that I really liked in particular this season. Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the shows that I really like in particular. I only watched a few episodes so far because only few episodes were released. I never really read the manga yet, but depending on how the story will continue in the next episodes, I might check out the manga as well because I really like the show so far. The team of this show actually reminds me a lot of the Team 7 from Naruto. I mean, come on, we have all the characters we need. We have a Kakashi, but reversed. We have a Sasuke, not so mean this time. We have a Sakura, which I really hope is not as useless as the original. And we have a Naruto, I mean, complete with everything, with like the personality and even with the demons thing trapped inside his body. So we have the full package of Team 7 from Naruto. I really hope that this show will continue as good as it is so far, because so far I really enjoyed the first episodes, and every week I catch myself when wanting to watch the next episode. I'm always expecting more and more from the show, and so far I really have high expectations for this show, so I really hope they will not let me down, and we will see how it's going to be continued. And now a complete different show is Tonikawa. This show is so good for me because last season we had Rent a Girlfriend, and even though I really liked the show, I did not enjoy to watch it so much because, like, you know, because of this whole the main character is a sim thing. It was definitely not that I could watch this show and just enjoy it as it is. I was always sitting there like hating the main character, loving everything else, and that was kind of annoying. So this time I'm really happy that I have a show that I really like. It is a really funny show where the main character basically just marries his girl right from the beginning. And this is actually a part which got me curious a little bit, because she is 16 and he is 18. So I made a little research and figured out how the marriage in Japan actually works. And surprisingly, this really does work. Like, when he's 18 and she's 16, they can marry. She even brought to the marriage in the TV show a certificate from her parents and the parents' approval that they are fine with the marriage. And here is the thing. According to the Article 731 to Article 737 from the Japanese Civil Code, it says that, let me read it, a person who is under 20 years of age cannot get married in Japan without the parents' approval, which means that the main character, who is 18 years of age, would need the parents' approval, which he doesn't have. So actually the marriage in the whole show is illegal, I guess. I'm not the expert in law or anything, but this is what my research brought up, so let me know in the comments if I'm correct or not. Anyway, NASA has no such an approval, so I think the marriage kind of thing is still funny, but kind of illegal. Anyway, they're living together, and I think it's really funny that they're married and living together, and they're still embarrassed to hold hands or make each other compliments. And I think the whole show is actually really funny and enjoyable to watch, because you never have like this thing where you're super annoyed with anything happening there. It is just so relaxing to watch it, and I really recommend you check it out if you haven't yet. And now to a complete different story, Akudama Drive. This show has such a great art style, fitting to like the whole story and scene. I really enjoy to watch the show. I don't think like this in this specific genre it is the best or outstanding show, but this season it is definitely worth checking it out because I think it has a lot of real cool things to show. If you have nothing else to watch, you should definitely check it out because it has great characters, it has funny characters, which is super cool. It has a nice story so far, and the world development is amazing. They have this futuristic sci-fi world, and it is really enjoyable to see that the world is shown to you little by little and you figure it out yourself. And I think that is a really cool thing and a really cool approach of showing the world, which I always like. So I think this show does that, so it is definitely a cool part about the show. Another thing is that all the characters are introduced step by step, and you just see like the main characteristic of each character, and then it gets additional things added to it. There are a lot of characters, so obviously the character development takes a while, but I still think they do a good job with it. Especially the main character is kind of funny to watch, and it's interesting to see what is happening. So I don't want to say too much, but I still think the story is really good and should be checked out. The art style is particularly good for this kind of show and this kind of genre. Like, they have this futuristic thing, and it is always shown and drawn in a particular way which always supports the environment and world they are in. So I think the art style is definitely supporting the whole story and supporting the whole development of the world, and I think this is a real cool thing to see. So in the end, it's a cool idea with good art style, great development of characters, and an amazing world. So all in all, it's a good show. I don't really know why this show has such a low rating, at least last time when I checked it out. If you have anything against this show, let me know in the comments below. I definitely recommend you check it out if you haven't yet, because I think it's a good show. I don't even know if it has a manga, but if it has, then I'm going to read it, I guess, depending on like how the story will go on and so on, you know. Another show that I really liked, but that confused me a little bit, was The Day I Became God. Because when is the day he became God? That doesn't make any sense. The whole name is bullshit. At least to my experience from watching the show. I think it's a cool show because it's super funny, but the whole part of the name confuses me so much that I got a little bit angry when I tried to figure out when the day was. Let's say that he is God because of his name, right? Everyone who watched the show knows what I'm talking about, but let's say his name makes him a god, then the day he became a god would be the day when the parents named him, right? So the day is never shown, or maybe it is something which is shown later in the show and I just haven't watched it yet. So I don't know, but to me the name confuses me a little bit. If you know why the name is named like the name is named, then let me know in the comments below and help me. Other than that, I think the show is super funny, especially to Odin Sato, which is an amazing name. And even though she proves by her knowledge that she's like an all-knowing god, sometimes it fails or it doesn't really work out well, so it confused me as well, because you never really know. I guess she's a god. I really hope she is a god. I really hope she is the god Odin, because it would be kind of cool. But it never really gets proven to you that she is in fact Odin, so yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no idea if she's Odin or not. But I really hope so, because it would be super funny. But leaving all of this aside, I still think this is a really good show. Only the show alone is super funny, and I think everyone should check it out, because what we especially need in 2020 is a few more laughs here and there. So if you want to laugh a little bit, then check out this show, because I think it's really great. A few other shows that I really liked are isekais, and because I tend to stretch all the isekai things because I like it so much, I think I'm going to make a second part of this video where I talk in particular about like this whole isekai stories which were released. So stay tuned for this video, and I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did so, leave a like and a subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about the shows I was talking about today, and see you guys next time.